Welcome to the National Heroes Park in Connery and the coverage of the Guard of Honor for the Wreath laying ceremony in honor of the National Heroes of the Federation of St. Christopher and Nevis. Produced, broadcast, and streamed by Chameleon Media. My name is Patrick Martin. With me is
Peter Jenkins.
And Peter, we're here at the National Heroes Park in Connery. Give us a scan of the environment as we await the arrival of the dignitaries.
Thank you, Patrick. It's a privilege to be able to bring to you live commentaries at or from the National Heroes Park today, 16 September 2025. We say good morning to all our listeners at home and abroad as we await the arrival of the dignitaries. The park is located in Connery, east of the Bradshaw International Airport. Today, the VIP tents are situated on the north side, facing south, facing the heroes as they are positioned in the park. On parade today are two guards. Guard number 1, the Royal St. Kitts Regiment, St. Kitts Nevis Regiment, number 1 guard. There is the Defense Force Band, which is positioned to the east. The number 2 guard, the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, and that's the number 2 guard. The number 1 guard is to the east, facing north. And the number 2 guard is to the west, facing north as well. The band is situated on the eastern side. And today we await the arrival of the dignitaries so that the proceedings can commence. Patrick?
Thank you, Peter. Guard and Honor has been brought to shoulders, arms. And this is the arrival of Dr. the Right Excellent and Right Honorable Sir Kennedy Simmonds and Lady Simmonds. Sir Kennedy is the only living national hero number 5. During the proceedings, we will say some more of his bio, as well as the bios of the other 4 national heroes deceased. We now await the arrival of the Honorable Prime Minister. And in interlude, we can mention the appointments for the Guard of Honor.
The parade is under the command of 2nd Lieutenant J. Watson of the St. Kitts Nevis Defense Force. Director of Music, Lieutenant S. Charles. Drum Major, Sergeant Walter C. Subaltern of the Guard, Inspector Thompson W. Conducting Warrant, W2J Gomes. Platoon Sergeant, Sergeant Brown D. Color Party is represented by the bearers, 2nd Lieutenant L. Cross and W02N Keynes. escorts, Staff Sergeant Phipps, Staff Sergeant T. Phipps, and Sergeant Mike S. Ensigns, Inspector Gordon, and Bearer, Sergeant Farrell T. Escort, Corporal Hodge.
Thank you, Peter, for those appointments. Once again, we are at the National Heroes Park in Connery, witnessing the wreath laying ceremony in honor of national heroes of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, produced, broadcast, and streamed by Chameleon Media in association with partners. The national heroes of St. Kitts and Nevis, Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw, the Right Excellent Sir Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw. The Right Excellent Sir Caleb Azariah Paul Southwell. The Right Excellent Sir Joseph Nathaniel France. The Right Excellent Dr. Sir Simeon Daniel. Dr. the Right Excellent and Right Honorable Sir Kennedy Alphonse Simmonds. The order of ceremony will proceed as follows. The arrival of the Honorable Prime Minister, followed by the arrival of Her Excellency Dame Marcella Liebert, GCMG Governor General. We'll have welcome remarks, the hymn, I Vow to Thee, My Country, prayer, the Prime Minister's commemorative address, the laying of wreaths, a presentation to the living national hero, Dr. the Right Excellent and Right Honorable Sir Kennedy Simmonds. Closing remarks, vote of thanks, national anthem, and then we have the departure compliments. And in the distance, we can hear we can hear and see the pending arrival of the Honorable Prime Minister. Thank you for joining us. It's a wonderful morning, partly cloudy skies and a welcoming, refreshing breeze, Peter, given the climatic conditions of recent times.
Yes, indeed. It's warm this morning, and but we see the arrival of the Prime Minister, Dr. Terence Drew, and we are on time, Patrick.
That's correct, and again, compliments to Chameleon Media for their drone coverage. You can see exactly what's happening on the perimeters of the National Heroes Park here at Connery. For those who still need some guidance, the Connery Cricket Ground is to our right. And just behind that is the very proud community of Connery.
Yes, Connery, the cricket ground is to our right, to our north, to the north.
To the north, that's correct.
Yes.
And then to the south, the highway to the south is Kim Collins Highway, leading from the airport down to the East Caribbean Central Bank area, as the Guard of Honor is brought to the shun as we welcome the arrival of the Honorable Prime Minister.
We notice the movement of the security chiefs as they get in position to welcome the Honorable Prime Minister to this ceremony. Outrider, single, outrider. As the Prime Minister is about to exit the vehicle will be here in the distance. What we expect would be the arrival or the signal of the approach of the Governor General. Parade has been brought to attention, shoulder arms, and with the payment of compliments. Prime Minister approaches the saluting desk. Parade has been
Kindly remain standing for the arrival of the Governor General of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, Dame Marcella Liebert.
We note the approach of the outrider.
We can also say here that we can introduce the chairperson, Ms. Sharima Matthew, SKN. The arrival of Her Excellency Dame Marcella Liebert, GCMG Governor General. Compliments being paid to Her Excellency.
Following one verse of the national anthem. Her Excellency now approaches guard number 1, having been invited by the parade commander to inspect the guards on parade. Goes down the front rank. Expected guard number 1 now goes down the front rank of guard number 2. Royal St. Christopher Davis Police Force.
Witnessed the inspection of the guards, the St. Kitts and Nevis Regiment and the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force and their color parties.
Yes,
let's listen in. Let's listen in. Well, it's a bit of a stiff breeze, so we just barely heard him thank Her Excellency for inspecting the guards. And now Her Excellency will be escorted to her seat as the ceremony proceeds. Again, you're witnessing the Guard of Honor for the Wreath laying ceremony in honor of the national heroes of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, produced, broadcast, and streamed by Chameleon Media in collaboration with its media partners. We are at the National Heroes Park in Connery. With the order to stand at ease, we now have the welcome remarks and the commencement of the ceremony.
Your Excellency, Dame Marcella Liebert, GCMG, JP, Governor General of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, Prime Minister of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis and Mrs. Prince Drew, the Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, Youth Empowerment, Housing and Human Settlement, Ecclesiastical and Faith-Based Affairs, Social Development, Gender Affairs, Aging and Disabilities, and Mrs. Hanley, the Right Honorable Dr. Denzil Llewellyn Douglas, Senior Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, International Trade, Industry, Commerce and Consumer Affairs, Economic Development and Investment, and former Prime Minister, the Honorable Senator Garth Wilkin, Attorney General and Minister of Justice and Legal Affairs, and Mrs. Wilkin, the Honorable Conwys Maynard, Minister of Public Infrastructure, et al., the Honorable Samuel Duggins, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Marine Resources and Cooperatives, Small Business and Entrepreneurship, Sports and the Creative Economy and Entertainment and the Arts, the Honorable Marsha Henderson, Minister of Tourism, Civil Aviation, International Transport, Employment and Labor and Urban Development, the Honorable Senator Dr. Joel Clark, Minister of Sustainable Development, Environment, and Climate Action and Constituency Empowerment, Dr. Marcus L. Natter, Cabinet Secretary, other members of the National Assembly, members of the Nevis Island Assembly, the Right Excellent and the Right Honorable Dr. Sir Kennedy A. Simmonds, National Hero, and Lady Simmonds, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the Christian Council, Evangelical Association, and the Seventh-day Adventist Churches, senior government officials of St. Kitts and Nevis, the organizing committee of the Independence 42 celebrations, Mr. Coyote Sutton, acting commander of the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force, Mr. James Sutton, commissioner of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, and other members of the High Command and other rank-and-file members of the Royal St. Kitts and Nevis Police Force, members of the uniformed body, heads of international and regional organizations with diplomatic status, members of the Consular Corps, former parliamentarians and ambassadors, family members of the Honorable National Heroes, Sir Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw, Sir Paul Southwell, Sir Joseph N. France, Sir Simeon Daniel, and Sir Kennedy Simmonds, members of civil society, national awardees of the Federation, teachers and students of primary and secondary schools, members of the diaspora, viewers and listeners via various media platforms, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to this year's National Heroes Day ceremony, a moment when we pause as a nation to honor the remarkable men whose vision, sacrifice, and courage shaped the destiny of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Today is more than a commemoration. It is a celebration of the values that our heroes stood for: service to others, resilience in the face of challenge, and unwavering dedication to the progress of our beloved nation. Their stories remind us that greatness is born from courage and conviction, and their example challenges each of us to continue building a future worthy of their sacrifice. As we gather here in unity, may this ceremony inspire us to strengthen the bonds of community, uphold the ideals of justice and equality, and carry forward the proud legacy entrusted to us. It is with deep respect and pride that I welcome you to this sacred observance. At this time, I invite all present to rise for the singing of the hymn, I Vow to Thee, My Country, followed by the prayer led by Reverend Leroy Matthew. Please stand. Thank you. Please be seated.
Be my country all earthly things above. Entire and whole and perfect the service of my love.
I am not seeing past Matthew. Can I call on our Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, to lead us in a word of prayer? Thank you, sir.
The love that asks no question, the love that stands the test. As the Deputy Prime Minister will now lead us in prayer.
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we pause at this time to give you thanks. Indeed, you continue to be good to us as a people and as a federation. And as we celebrate our 42nd anniversary, we ask that you continue to be our guide, our source, and our protector. On this day, dear God, National Heroes Day, where we celebrate our forefathers, we ask, dear God, that their memories will live on in our federation. We thank you for their contribution in building a great federation. We ask for your continued guidance, wisdom, and protection. Look over these proceedings and continue to bless our federation. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Deputy Prime Minister.
Deputy Prime Minister, like a good scout, was able to deputize
I
at
now
the
have
drop
the
of
distinct
the
honor
moment,
of
spur of the
welcoming
moment.
the Prime
Peter?
Minister of
Yes,
St. Kitts and
as
Nevis,
always,
the Honorable Dr.
it's part of
Terence
the
Drew,
preparation
deliver
as a
the
scout.
commemorative address.
Be prepared as we now stand by for the presentation, the commemorative address by the Honorable Prime Minister.
Your Excellency, Dame Marcella Liebert, GCMG, JP, Governor General of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, Honorable Lanine Blanchett, Speaker of our National Assembly, the Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, et al., and Mrs. Hanley, the Right Honorable Dr. Denzil Llewellyn Douglas, Senior Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, et al., Honorable Senator Garth Wilkin, Attorney General and Minister of Justice and Legal Affairs, and Mrs. Wilkin, the Honorable Conris Maynard, Minister of Public Infrastructure, et al., and Mrs. Maynard, Honorable Marsha Henderson, Minister of Tourism, Civil Aviation, et al., Honorable Samuel Duggins, Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, et al., and Mrs. Duggins, Honorable Senator Dr. Joy Clark, Minister of Sustainable Development, Environment, Climate Action, et al., Cabinet Secretary Dr. Marcus Natter and Mrs. Natter. The Right Excellent and the Right Honorable Dr. Sir Kennedy A. Simmonds, National Hero, and Lady Simmonds, members of the Diplomatic Corps, including Ambassador of the Republic of China, Taiwan, Ambassador of the Republic of Cuba, Ambassador of the Republic of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela, members of the Christian Council, Evangelical Association, and the Seventh-day Adventist Churches, senior government officials of St. Kitts and Nevis. Let me also recognize Member of Parliament of the Nevis Island Administration and the daughter of one of our national hero, Honorable Janice. I also want to recognize with us other members of the diplomatic corps, including His Excellency Ambassador Kenneth Douglas, His Excellency Ambassador Leon Natter Nelson, and other members. Let me also recognize members of the families of our national heroes who are here with us this morning. Also want to recognize former parliamentarians and ambassadors, members of civil society, national awardees of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, teachers and students of our primary and secondary schools, members of the diaspora, and of course our viewers and listeners via various media platforms. And let me recognize also those who are onlookers and well-wishers here this morning. Let me recognize the leadership of our security apparatus, Commissioner of our police force, and also acting commander of our defense force, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning to all my fellow citizens, residents, and distinguished guests. Today, beneath the skies of our beloved Federation, we gather to honor the lives and legacies of our national heroes, our brave countrymen, whose courage, sacrifice, and unyielding vision charted the path to the St. Kitts and Nevis we know today. We are not only here to lay wreaths at their memorials, but to lay our hearts before them in gratitude for the timeless gifts of freedom, dignity, and nationhood. This year, as we mark the 42nd anniversary of our independence, under the theme Perpetual Progress, a Sustainable Future in View, Independence 42, we are reminded that the struggle of our national heroes was never for themselves alone. It was for generations yet unborn. It was for us. Their vision was not bound by their time, but stretched toward the promise of a resilient, prosperous, and united people. Our national heroes together form the pillars upon which our Federation stands. From Sir Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw, who showed us that freedom is born of courage and sacrifice, to Sir Caleb Azariah Paul Southwell, who taught us that progress is measured by how far it reaches into every home and uplifts every worker. Each gave us a piece of the foundation. Sir Joseph Nathaniel France reminded us that the health of a nation is inseparable from the health of its people, while Sir Simeon Daniel secured for Nevis a place of dignity within our Federation, and ensuring that our two islands would always rise together. And in Sir Kennedy Alphonse Simmonds, our living national hero and the first Prime Minister, we see resilience and perseverance, his steady hand that helped to bring us into independence. Together, their vision, courage, and sacrifice form not just our history, but our charge to protect what they built and to carry it forward into a future worthy of their names. Yet, as we reflect on the lives of our national heroes, we must also recognize that their struggle did not begin in parliament chambers or at the constitutional conferences. It began in the fields, in the villages, in the quiet acts of resilience of ordinary men and women who believed that tomorrow could be better than today. Our ancestors, once enslaved, dared to dream of liberty. Our forebears, laborers, and teachers dared to demand justice. It is their collective strength, the unheralded heroes, that gave our national heroes the foundation upon which to build. Today, our challenge is not the yoke of colonialism or the denial of sovereignty. Our challenge is how to secure a future that is both prosperous and sustainable, how to ensure perpetual progress. That means stewarding our natural resources wisely, embracing renewable energy, and safeguarding our environment for generations to come. It means transforming our economy so that it produces opportunities for all while protecting the most vulnerable among us. It means building a society where healthcare, education, housing, and justice are not privileges, but rights that every citizen can count on. Let us remember, sustainability is not only about renewable energy or the environment. It is fundamentally about people, our people. A sustainable future is one where no young person feels left behind, where workers earn fair wages, where entrepreneurs can innovate, where families can thrive, and where our culture and heritage continue to flourish as living testaments to who we are as a people and as a nation. As we stand here today at this sacred ceremony of remembrance, let us resolve to live as our national heroes lived, with courage, conviction, and hope. Let us pledge to build upon their sacrifices by writing the next chapters of our national stories with courage, purpose, and determination. For we are the inheritors of their vision, and we are the stewards of their dream. When future generations look at us, let them say, we honored the past by securing the future. On this National Heroes Day, may we all commit to being heroes in our own time and in our own right, not by seeking glory, but by serving faithfully, by building diligently, and by loving deeply this nation that God has entrusted to us. May our national heroes continue to inspire us. May our federation continue to rise in perpetual progress. And may Almighty God bless St. Kitts and Nevis today and always. Thank you very much.
Patrick, we heard the address by the Prime Minister.
Thank you, Prime Minister Drew, for those words of reflection and encouragement. We will now move to the laying of wreaths in tribute to our national heroes. I invite Her Excellency, the Governor General, Dame Marcella Liburd, and she will be accompanied by Clivon Morrison of the Dr. Denzel Llewellyn Douglas Secondary School.
We now have the laying of the wreaths. First wreath to be laid by Her Excellency, Dame Marcella Liburd, Governor General. Marcella's wreath was brought to her by a student of the newly designated Dr. Denzel Douglas Secondary School, formerly the Sadler's Secondary School.
Governor General lays a wreath, assisted by her ADC and commanding officer of the Defense Force, Major Sutton, Coyote Sutton. You should note that the two guards on parade would have turned about to face the national heroes.
In the meantime, can I have Kazariah Francis of the Keon Primary School up next? I now invite the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Terence Drew, to lay his wreath.
The Honorable Prime Minister will now lay a wreath. And he will be assisted by a student of the Keon Primary School. And Peter, while we watch the proceedings, we noticed that the wind direction has shifted. And certainly it has gotten quite warm out there.
Yes.
The humidity is now 75%.
We have noticed
at 8:30, it's feeling like 98 degrees out there.
and we have seen the impact of that on some of the persons on parade. I remember our days, those days. Moving the tools.
The decision to move the Independence Parade to 6 o'clock at night is a good one, given the current climatic conditions.
Yes.
The Prime Minister has placed his wreath.
Accompanied, assisted by his ADC and the Commissioner of Police, James Sutton.
James Sutton.
We want to thank the children.
Right. So far we have had Dr. Denzel Douglas Secondary and Keon Primary. So we now have the laying the wreaths to the national heroes. And let's do a quick bio of the national heroes. We start with
Sir, the Right Excellent Sir
Family
Robert
members
Bradshaw.
of the late Right Excellent Sir Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw, and they will be accompanied by Amira Thompson of the Immaculate Conception Catholic School.
The Right Excellent Sir Robert Bradshaw, the Order of National Hero, was awarded posthumously in 1998. Sir Robert was the first Premier of St. Kitts, Nevis, and Anguilla in 1966. Etsu Bradshaw Keynes, along with Araminta Bradshaw Williams, will lay the wreath in recognition of the work of their father and grandfather.
Sir Robert was born in St. Paul's, St. Kitts, 16 September 1916. Parents William Bradshaw and Mary James Francis. Attended primary school in St. Paul's. And at age 16, in 1932, he earned 3 7th standard certificates. And those days, that was the highest educational attainment in primary schools for that period. He had a short stint as a pupil teacher and then went to the St. Kitts Bastia Sugar Factory where he worked as a machine apprentice. Became involved in workers' representation, so naturally he was fired and then hired as a clerk by the St. Kitts Nevis Trades and Labor Union. Became the first secretary of the sugar factory section and then a member of executive. By 1948, Sir Robert was the political leader of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party.
So, sorry, by 1944, he was the union president and vice president of the Workers' League, and 1946, political leader of the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party.
Family members of the late Right Excellent Sir Caleb Azariah Paul Southwell, and they will be accompanied by Trevon Corlall of the Halliday Smith Primary School.
And Halliday Smith Primary School, formerly Irishtown Primary.
To Bradshaw Keynes is laying the wreath at the feet of the Right Excellent Sir Paul Southwell. The award was made in 2004 posthumously. Sir Paul Southwell was the first Chief Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis and Anguilla in 1960, and in 1978 was the second Premier of St. Kitts and Nevis.
Sir Paul was born in Dominica, 18 July 1913, to Joseph and Amelia Southwell. He became Chief Minister in 1960 because Robert Bradshaw had moved on to the West Indies Federation as its Minister of Finance. Sir Paul was a member of the Leeward Islands Police Force with assignments in Antigua, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis. He also worked at the sugar factory as a timekeeper and assistant stock clerk. He joined the Trades and Labor Unit in 1944. We remember him also. He was elected to the Legislative Council in 1952.
Alejandro Fay of the Epworth Mauricelia Memorial Junior School will have the honor of presenting the wreath to the family members of the late Right Excellent Sir Joseph Nathaniel France.
Sir Joseph Nathaniel France. The Right Excellent Sir Joseph Nathaniel France. He was awarded posthumously in 2004. Politician and trade union leader. Born 16 September 1907 in Mount Lily, Nevis. His parents were Thomas and Mary France. His early education was at Commemorative Elementary School in Nevis. He pursued night classes and at the Universal Benevolent Association. He received the UBA, which was the precursor to the St. Kitts Nevis Trades and Labor Union, a precursor to the St. Kitts Nevis Trades and Labor Union. He was the editor of the Workers' League from 1942 to 1956, editor of the Union Messenger from 1944 to 1966, published The Working Class, The Struggle of Half a Century, via a series of articles in the Labour Spokesman, 1968 to 1970. He was a trade unionist. And he was the first General Secretary of the St. Kitts Nevis Trades and Labor Union.
Actually, he was the General Secretary until his death in well, he died in 21st May 1997 at the age of 90 years. He was General Secretary from 1940.
The family members of the late Right Excellent Sir Simeon Daniel will be presented with wreaths by Surai Davis of the Sandy Point Primary School and Gabriel Wright of the Keon High School.
Mahalia Hodge France placed the wreath on behalf of her family, the family of our national hero, the Right Excellent Sir Joseph Nathaniel France. We now move to Simeon Daniel, the Right Excellent Dr. Sir Simeon Daniel. Order of Merit, posthumously 2013. Born 22nd August 1934 at Barnesgot in Nevis, to Joseph and Melvina Daniel Nee Archer. He was the first Premier of Nevis in 1984. He attended the St. Thomas Elementary School in Nevis. He was a pupil teacher from at the age of 16 in 1950. He received the Leeward Islands Teachers Association Teachers Certificate in 1957. He pursued studies at the Council of Legal Education School of Law, London, then referred to as the Inner Temple of the Inns of Court in London. And this was in 1962. In 1966, he became a barrister at law and was called to the bar in the United Kingdom.
And also here locally in 1966. And when he moved back home, he was made Assistant Secretary in the Ministry of External Affairs, also served as Crown Counsel, Registrar of the Supreme Court, and Additional Magistrate in the state. The founding member of and leader of the Nevis Reformation Party in 1970, Sir Simeon Daniel.
The wreath was laid by Adrian and Rendell Daniel and the Honorable Dr. Janice Hodge, a member of the Nevis Island Assembly. His
That
daughter, actually.
concludes our wreath laying. I now invite Nicole Shari of the Joshua Obadiah Williams Primary School to make a presentation as we honor our only living national hero, the Right Excellent and Right Honorable Dr. Sir Kennedy Alphonse Simmonds.
The guards on parade have turned about to face the VIP lounge, so to speak. Sir Kennedy approaches the salute in dais as the student
Joshua Obadiah Primary School in Molyneux
approaches and presents our token of appreciation to Sir Kennedy in recognition of his lifelong work.
Please stand as we give our national hero another round of applause.
Dr. the Right Excellent and Right Honorable Sir Kennedy Simmonds.
The Right Excellent and Right Honorable Sir Kennedy Alphonse Simmonds. Order of National Hero was made in 2015. In 1983, Sir Kennedy was the first Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis. In 1984, he became a member of Her Royal of the Privy Council, and in 2004, Knight Commander of the Most Distinguished Order of St. Michael and St. George, KCMG.
Sir Kennedy was born 12 April 1936 in Bradshaw, St. Kitts. So he'll be 90 on his next birthday.
Before I close,
Born to Bronte Clark
let
and
me
Arthur
point you
Simmonds.
to the life-size portraits on the lawn of our 5 national heroes.
Peter,
If I'm not
they're
mistaken, it's
saying
the first
Sir
time that they've been
Kennedy went to
displayed
the
here.
Bastille
And
Boys
I would
School.
like us to give
Now
our
Peach Allen
artist
Primary.
from Nevis,
I thought
Mr.
I'd let you
Vaughn
know that.
Anselm, a very round of applause for
Also,
capturing
St. Kitts
these
Nevis Grammar
heroes.
School in 1945 and Leeward Island Scholar in 1956. In 1965,
Your Excellency,
PAM
Dame
founding member
Marcella Liebert,
of the People's Action
Prime
Movement.
Minister, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew,
Let's move back now to the
Dr.
chairperson.
Sir Kennedy Simmonds, distinguished guests, families of our heroes, and fellow citizens. On behalf of all gathered here, I extend sincere gratitude for your presence at today's ceremony. To Prime Minister Drew, thank you for your thoughtful commemorative address, which reminded us of the strength and vision that continue to guide our nation. To the families of our departed national heroes, your presence is a living connection to the men who stood at the forefront of our history. We honor both their memory and your continued role in preserving their legacy. A special expression of thanks goes to our national hero, the Right Excellent and the Right Honorable Dr. Sir Kennedy Simmonds, whose lifetime of service continues to inspire us all. We are also grateful to the St. Kitts and Nevis Defense Force Band for their uplifting music and to every participant and organizer who worked to make today's observance so meaningful. May the spirit of our heroes remain alive in our actions, in our service to one another, and in our collective commitment to advancing the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. Thank you, and may God continue to bless our nation.
That closes the official ceremony, the Wreath laying ceremony, guard of honor for the, in honor of the
At this
Federation's
time,
national
we will
heroes.
see the departure
We now
of
have
the Governor
departure
General of the Federation of
dignitaries.
St. Kitts and Nevis, Her Excellency.
And while that is taking place, Peter, we could probably also mention some of the legacies of the national heroes while the drone camera picks up the proceedings. The departure of Her Excellency first. Departure compliments will now take place.
Excellency approaches the salute and dais.
Departure compliments to Her Excellency the Governor General, Dame Marcella Liburd. And Peter, this morning we saluted 4 national heroes who have gone before us, and that's Sir Robert Bradshaw, Sir Paul Southwell, Sir Joseph France, and Sir Simeon Daniel, and a special salute to our only living national hero, Dr. Right Excellent and Right Honorable Sir Kennedy Simmonds.
We see the departure of Her Excellency D. Marcella.
And now for the departure of the Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Terence Drew and Mrs. Prince
For
Drew.
the departure of the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Dr. Terence.
And Peter, we celebrate, we commemorate, we reflect on our national heroes, past and living, because we stand on their shoulders, the shoulders of land reform, housing reform, healthcare, reform in healthcare, education, the establishment of financial institutions like the National Bank, Social Security Development Bank. We are all beneficiaries of that. Economic diversification, the establishment of industrial sites in Bastia and Sandy Point, development of the hotel sector, especially starting with Frigate Bay, development of arts and culture, the development, the growth and maturity of of trade unionism here in this country. Go ahead.
I think the Prime Minister sought to capture all of what you said in his presentation.
Also, the development of local council in Nevis, local government in Nevis, Nevis Sixth Form established, Bank of Nevis, traction of Four Seasons Hotel.
National hero and former Prime Minister, Dr. Sir Kennedy Simmonds and Lady Simmonds.
So I was telling you that Dr. Simmonds, his early education at the Bradshaw Boys School, sorry to repeat that, but I'm not sorry.
Well,
at St. Kitts Nevis Grammar School, he was an avid cricketer and debater. And in 1956, copped the Leeward Islands Scholar. MBBS at University of West Indies, Jamaica, 1962. And he pursued residency studies in anesthesiology at Allegheny General Hospital in Pittsburgh, USA, 1969, followed by a diploma in anesthesia at UWI Mona, 1969. He became President of the People's Action Movement in 1976, elected to the National Assembly by a by-election in 1979, Premier in 1980, and first Prime Minister in 1983.
I think our country is privileged to have such persons as our national heroes and provide example and motivation to a number of our young people. I was saying that the Prime Minister captured our progress in his speech. He coined the phrase, well, he referred to the Bradshaw as vision, freedom, and sacrifice. Southwell, progress, uplifting lives. France, health of our people. Nathaniel, dignity, and keeping St. Kitts and Nevis together. Dr. Simmonds, resilience, perseverance, and independence.
Speaking of resilience, I had the pleasure of speaking with him about two months ago, and I asked him how was his tennis game. He says, not bad.
Still looks fit as a fiddle at 90.
Approaching 90. And for listeners and viewers, you can read more about our national heroes at the website of the National Archives. Just log into National Archives, one word, .gov.kn. Also, Buckley's Boys .page.tl. You just type in Buckley's Boys or Google Buckley's Boys. There's also excellent information about our national heroes in Washington Archibald's book, The Legacy of Simeon Daniel, that was published in 2010. Whitman Brown, published in 1992, a book entitled From Commoner to King, Robert L. Bradshaw, Crusader for Dignity and Justice in the Caribbean. So the National Archives website and also Buckley's Boys website, they captured most of the essence of what we said here this morning about our national heroes.
Victoria Lawrence. Uflahati, sorry. Victoria Uflahati.
Well, thank you for reminding us of that. Excellent work of the late Victoria Borg O'Flaherty, who took the archives from a pile of paper to a place, to a library and a place of research. As we witness the departure of the other dignitaries, we can say again, Peter, that this is the concluding stanzas of the Guard of Honor for the Wreath laying ceremony in honor of the national heroes of the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.
We noticed the departure of a number of the dignitaries, and we want to thank them for gracing us with their presence this morning, and to thank those on parade, the number 1 guard of the Defense Force and the number 2 guard, the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force, along with the Defense Force Band. We want to thank the band major in Sylvester Charles, Lieutenant, Director of Music, Lieutenant Sylvester Charles, for continuing to persevere with the younger ones. And we see a number of young persons coming through in the Defense Force Band. And we want to wish them continued success as they sojourn as musicians in the Defense Force Band. Commander of the Guard, Second Lieutenant J. Watson, must be complimented for his performance this morning. All those on parade should be recognized.
Matching off the colors. And Peter, as we look at the monitor, we can see in the background the Connery Cricket Field and the Connery Football Stadium. And here's the band all formed up and ready to march off the guards.
Yes, we were able to see the newly constructed pavilion at the Connery Football Field in the colors of Connery, green and yellow.
Well, the coverage of the Wreath laying ceremony was produced, broadcast, and streamed by Chameleon Media in conjunction with its media parties. The Guard of Honor is now preparing to march off.
Commander of the Guard, Second Lieutenant J. Watson.
First, we have to unfix the bayonets. I think that is his subaltern. Let's get his name.
Subaltern is Inspector Thompson W. Inspector Thompson W.
No, that's probably the platoon sergeant then.
The platoon sergeant is Sergeant Brown D. Commander is Second Lieutenant J. Watson.
Okay. We're seeing some new appointments, and we look forward to the appointments for Independence Parade on Friday evening.
Friday evening.
Mercifully.
Thank you.
Conducting Warrant Officer J. Gums, addressing the guards. Yes, I'm looking at you, Peter, from the corner of my eyes. Have a word with him afterwards, a little more volume.
Yes, yes, definitely. And the octave, has to be higher. Commander. Matches off. Conducting Warrant W2J Gum. Matches off the parade.
Conducting warrant officer ordered the band to take post. Band without countermarch. Let's get the drum major name again. Sergeant Walter C.
Sergeant Walter C. First time I'm seeing him, Patrick.
Held the height. Marching off to the strains of Sons of the Brave. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our coverage here, Chameleon Media's coverage of the Wreath, Guard of Honor for the Wreath laying ceremony in honor of the Federation's national heroes. Peter, your final comments.
Human morning, but I want to recognize the contribution of the children who assisted in the ceremony this morning, in the laying of the wreaths. I know that this will linger with them for a long time. All of the volunteers who came out this morning to make sure that we had a successful ceremony and recognizing our national heroes. As we close, I see a number of the children gathering at the statues of our national heroes, and it shows how important it is that this ceremony has been today. Thank you, Patrick, for the privilege, and to all of you listening and viewing. We hope to come back to you Friday evening
At 5. Well, we'll see what our producer says, but we'll probably be on here about 5:15, 5:30 Friday afternoon. This entire ceremony is held pursuant to the National Honors Act, Chapter 23.17, an act to make provisions with respect to the titles of honors, decorations, and medals. So established in that act is a society known as the Order of Honor, Decorations, and Medals. President is the Governor General. In this society are national heroes, recipients of Star of Merit, Medal of Honor, and non-citizens who receive the Order of St. Christopher and Nevis. And only citizens are eligible for the Order of National Hero, awarded for distinguished and outstanding service to the Federation. My name is Patrick Martin. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you on Friday evening for the coverage of the Independence 42 Parade. Thank you very much. Back to Master Control.